All right, John, let's have a hard talk about all this here. We'll get to Joe Biden and his screw-ups and whatnot, but we are still in the middle of a lot of inflation that took place before, or we're getting the inflation from things that happened before Joe Biden stepped into the Oval Office, are we not?
We are. There is a little bit of, we went through a pandemic. We closed down a lot of the economy. So that was going to produce some inflation, but nowhere near the amount of inflation we actually ended up with. We would have had an uptick in inflation as we came through the supply chain problems. But this was exacerbated by pouring so much money into the economy and also by doing things like holding down oil production in the US, by promising that you were going to spend even more. Remember, a lot of what happens in the economy is based on people's expectations. And when you say, well, we're not just doing the American Rescue Plan, but we have Build Back Better, and then we have another couple of $1 trillion coming down the pipe later on, this is one of the things that contributes to inflation because people say there's no end to this spending.
Well, there is an end to the spending. I think we all, or at least most of us, are starting to realize that now, and it's got to be coming soon, right? I mean, John, surely we can't have any more massive bills passed. We're out of money.
I think that's right. I think there's no more room fiscally to expand. This actually is going to be challenging because if we run into a situation where the economy starts to contract, we're out of room. We already got all the inflation we could possibly take. If we start to pour deficit spending into this economy again, because if as many sides say, we run into a recession next year, that'll be problematic.
John, aren't we in a recession now? We just had 1 quarter of shrinkage. Are we really expecting this economy to be expanding in the second quarter? And you're the expert, I'm not, but don't 2 quarters of shrinkage mean it's a recession?
Typically, yes. 2 quarters mean that we're in a recession. And I would have said a couple weeks ago even, no, we're still growing this quarter. We're not going to have a recession now. Maybe early next year, maybe later this year. Now I'm not so sure. The retail sales numbers we got in this week were very weak. They showed that gas prices are actually stealing from everywhere else in the economy. People can't buy furniture, they can't buy appliances, they can't buy electronics because they're spending so much on gas prices. And when you remember, the American consumer is 70% of the economy. When you are taking too much of their money, putting it into the gas pump, they can't spend it elsewhere. And so if we're not in a recession, we're verging on one.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, Che Guevara, the latest episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.